can the stock Ryobi 1.8 GPM automotive pressure washer touchless clean this? Let's find out. So pollen season rolled through here at Louisiana. It's pretty much coming to an end now. The rain season is kicking in, raining a lot, kind of putting an end to the pollen season. But as you can see, I ain't washed this truck since the last wash you saw when we used Chem-X Old Glory. Really gave it a good wash, scrubbed down, and we put some quality protection with snake oil on, and plus the trim and tire dressing on the tires, the metal polish on the chrome bits, all that good stuff. So we should have a nice base layer of protection. But we got to get this very corrosive pollen, bird poop, dust off. It's been sitting on this truck for way too long. So to do that, let's flip you around. I'm going to show you what we're doing it with today is more Chem-X line. So we're going to be trying Chem-X foam. And you may say, well, that's a pH neutral soap. How are you going to touchless wash with a pH neutral soap? That is correct. But we have that base layer of snake oil, like I said. So with the protection helping us with the power of Chem-X foam, we'll see how far we can get. Now, do I think we're gonna need a contact wash with the bucket? I do believe so. So of course, we do have some Liquid X I need to test out from Chem-X as well. So they're polymer sealant mitt wash. So in conjunction with the snake oil, we already have the base layer of protection on the truck with. We're going to go over it with some Liquid X, but we are going to be seeing how far we can get with the Ryobi pressure washer. We're going to be using the 25-degree nozzle, because if you're trying a more touchless style of wash, the 25-degree is going to help you out phenomenally. Still going to be super safe for a touchless wash process, but then we are going to go ahead and touch everything with Liquid X and put down some extra protection, top off that snake oil. And then to triple up on the protection, we're pulling out the Bubblicious scent flavor of Awesome Sauce, the ceramic spray sealant, basically Chem-X's drying aid type product. We're going to spray that on our towel and mop up all the residual water, which after having snake oil and then wash with Liquid X should give us some nice sheeting action and basically dry the vehicle after a quick blow dry. And then we mop everything else that's left over with the towel and Awesome Sauce. Then we're going to give the interior a quick wipe down with their green tea interior cleaner plus detailer. Leaves behind some good protection. So we're going to test that out today as well. So that's the plan for today. Dilutions for Chem-X foam are, if I can find it on the label right here, it says 4-to-1 foam cannon or 10-to-1. I think we're going to run maybe a little bit around 10-to-1, but maybe a little stronger, maybe an extra glug or two in there. We're not going to run 4-to-1. 4-to-1 is pretty insane dilution. 10-to-1 is our kind of normal dilutions we like to follow to get the most out of your products, but also get some very effective foaming action. So we're going to put that in the Quiver foam cannon. We got about, how many milliliters of water is this? Let's see, we got about almost 900 milliliters of water, so we'll just fill that up to 1,000, and that should be kind of that extra strong 10-to-1 dilution right about there. So there we go. And that's going to be our foam cannon pre-wash. So the pre-wash portion, or the touchless portion that we're going to try, or we're going to see how effective the Chem-X foam is with the Ryobi pressure washer. We're going to see how effectively we can get it clean without touching it. But then, of course, we do have the Liquid X polymer sealant mitt wash. That we're also going to be testing out today. So we're going to put about 100 milliliters, a little extra, in our bucket. It's almost 4 ounces, so it's about what the dilution calls for. That's going to be our mitt wash, and it's also going to top up that sheeting protection on our vehicle with snake oil. But before we get the foam down, let's do a little wheel and tire cleaning. We got heavy duty 4-to-1. I'm gonna show you how effective this is. The touchless wheel and tire cleaner. So you can see we really got some browning, some just pollen, dust, that kind of deal. But you can still see the trim and tire dressing from the last application in there. We're essentially just gonna spray. I don't think this needs the strongest foam down or nothing, so we're just gonna give it a light little foam town action. And we're gonna see what that heavy duty can do by itself. Rolling old school with the air compressor one today, so sometimes you gotta stop, air that back up. This isn't quite yet full coverage. There we go. No witch's brew action today. I don't think we need that. I haven't drove this very heavily at all, as you can probably tell. We're not dealing with a lot of bugs or a lot of road ground, nothing like that. Mostly just dust, pollen, bird poop. And look at that. Heavy duty. Just goes straight to work. Pretty amazing tire cleaner. Now that the heavy duty's done its thing on the wheels and tires, we're going straight into the foaming action, and we're foaming down the whole body and the wheels and tires again, and then we're going to let it dwell for maximum dwell time. Ryobi is all primed up for some foam town action. Look at Chem-X go at that, a little bit stronger than 10-to-1 dilution, probably 9-to-1 type of dilution, and that is some very effective foam. So I'm really happy with that. Let's open the fan pattern a little bit so we can get that wider foamage. There we go. And we are still running the Ryobi bone stock with the hose it came with, everything. So this is Ryobi 1.8 GPM in all its glory. We can barely reach the end of the truck, but we can reach it indeed. Look at that. You gotta witness the thickness. So that is definitely gonna provide us with some maximum dwell time, maximum cling, all the good stuff that you want from a good foaming pre-soak. And look at that. Look at it eat. So it extends the dwell time of that heavy duty as well. So it can just keep on working. Quiver foam cannon has done its job very well. Again, we're going with the 25-degree nozzle. That way it gives us a little bit more aggression with the rinse off. Now, of course, we don't have a Chem-X bob hole style pressure washer setup. So with the electric pressure washers, you're going to want to take a little bit more time rinsing, and you're still going to get some fantastic results. So that's what's next. Look at that. It's amazing. So now that this is dwelled for about 3 to 5 minutes, let's give it the rinse off. So especially with the wheels and tires, you just want a nice slow rinse, and you're going to have success when you're pairing it up with that heavy duty. So you can see the snake oil still doing its thing. And you can do bottom to top, top to down. I think the most important thing is take your time with the rinse off, and it's going to be effective. Dirty, so here we're good, 50-50. So there's a good 50-50 of kind of what the paint's looking like that we can't see. Once we rinse, you can see the snake oil exposed, and on this side it's just clogged up with the dirt, the pollen, all the nasty. See, as it comes back to life as we rinse. Definitely take your time in the cracks. So as you can see, not washing that pollen off on more of a weekly basis, letting it sit on the panel, especially the hood where it was really baking in, really did a number on our previous protection. But I still think it cleaned up really good. And you can see down the sides, the front glass, where we have plenty of protection doing its thing. So next up, let's give it that mitt wash. Bucket wash complete of Liquid X. Let's give it the rinse off, see if it changed anything. There you go. So after rinse off the hood, barely any life. It definitely needs a lot of awesome sauce to help it out, but rest of the truck's looking pretty good. Especially windows, side panels. This slow sheeting for sure, but something's still there. We'll say Liquid X does clean pretty good. Real slick, real nice cleaning. So overall, were we quite successful with a full touchless wash with a pH neutral soap? Not quite so. I think we waited way too long, but on a weekly basis, when that protection's more closer to 100% performing as it should be, pH neutral soap's all you're gonna need. But you let it get too bad like this, and that pollen and that dirt and whatever else gets on the vehicle is gonna stick and start to embed itself in the surface. So we definitely could have used a little bit stronger of a soap Old Glory 10 to 1, 20 to 1, something like that. But we gave it a shot. Liquid X, fantastic mitt wash. It was super slick, did its job well. It actually went over some parts we might have missed with the rinse off, and it easily picked everything up, cleaned it up, emulsified it, broke it down, deposited it back in our bucket. Nice foamy good time with Liquid X as well. So now let's get it all dried up with some awesome sauce. Let's see if awesome sauce can get this water running from the surface. That's what we like to see. With awesome sauce on the surface, we can hit it with that GOAT greatest of all towels to do the drying. Smells good. Smells like a nice Japanese restaurant. Dirty boy. Fresh. So you can see it really gives back some darkening abilities. So boom, quick little interior refresh with some nice Chem-X interior. Green tea scent definitely smells nice and fresh in here now. So pretty cool. Nice little interior cleaner slash detailer. It's gonna give you that kind of restored look. Nothing too slick, just a nice restored look. Really nice sudsing action, and boom. You can see our wheel and tire came out really nice, especially, like I said, previous protection. Rim's definitely not, 100% clean or nothing, but I could take the drying aid, awesome sauce, come back, do a little touch up, and they're gonna be just fine. Truck's back shined up. You can see that temporary clear coat I had applied is starting to fail and kind of peel off. Paint's super slick after Liquid X and awesome sauce. Really nice stuff. So the snake oil on the hood may have just not bonded to that Phaline kind of temporary clear coat we had applied. That might be the problem, or the combination of the pollen. Who knows? There's a lot going on with this truck, all right? So we're not gonna criticize the hood too much. On the side panels, it was looking fantastic. Liquid X did a phenomenal job cleaning it back up, getting that fantastic red to pop like it's brand new. This thing's a 2010, so 10 years old, back cleaned up with a little bit of that Chem-X action. Liquid X, really great bucket soap. It's not gonna put heavy protection on your vehicle, but it's gonna help you out and put some shine on it, put some slickness under that wash mitt, and actually has some pretty nice cleaning abilities. Foam, pH neutral wash, great for maintenance wash. Now this might have been a little extra than a maintenance wash. It was pretty dirty. Let it set around a little too long under the shed through pollen season, but I didn't feel like washing it. Just let pollen season do its course, and we washed it again. So that's what we were doing here. Now I got some good protection on it with a little awesome sauce. This stuff super slicked up. I'm not sure how long it lasts, probably up to 3 months. With a good maintenance, I'd say. Doesn't really say on the bottle, but it says Ultimate Shine UV Protection, Ideal Clay Lubricant, Drying Aid Lubricant, that kind of deal. Wet or dry vehicle. It did its job. So super slicked up, that kind of deal. And of course, the Ryobi. I've done washed boats with this thing, washed a few cars, and now we washed my truck. You've seen it in action. It's still going strong. Had about a week now, and it's doing its thing. So of course, if you want to try touchless wash, the more concentrated the stream with the 25-degree nozzle is going to help you out there. And I totally think you could get away with a Stars and Stripes wash with this Ryobi. People were asking, because if we got that far with just pH neutral soap, then I think you'll be able to get pretty far with Old Glory or that Stars and Stripes combo, that kind of deal. But that's all we got on this one, everybody. So that's me checking in. Week update on the Ryobi. Still 100% fantastic. Knocked it out the park. I'm loving every bit of it. I am going to upgrade this hose now. Now that you've seen it do a full wash, kind of stock, you've seen it can get it done. We barely got to the back of the truck from the garage with the 40-foot hose, but we did get it done way better than that old school stock 25-foot hose. So it's just been fantastic. But next we're going to check out the flow rate when we put it with the Cobra Jet hose, open up that size of the hose more. Should get a little bit more flow rate, that kind of deal. So we'll test that, and then we'll put it to real work, as it's going to be kind of my daily pressure washer going forward. So we'll keep putting it to the test. Y'all keep tuning in, doing y'all's thing. Be sure you check out that Chem-X. Chem-X is some wild stuff. Quiver foam cannon, all the good stuff. You know the links will be below. That's all I got on this one, everybody. Catch you on the next one.